Hello, everybody. This is Schmitty, and we have another episode of the podcast known as Talkin Schmit. We try to come out every Tuesday with a new episode, usually an interview with a skateboarder, sometimes a musician, an artist, whatever you have. We've done actors. We're going to dive into the punk rock scene soon. Hip hop. Mr. Fab, I'm talking to you. Anyway, today on the show, kids, Neen Williams. I think we're going to have an uplifting show today. We're going to get informed about how to eat properly, how to exercise properly, and get our bodies and minds in the best condition we can get in so that we can skateboard as long into life as possible.
Bruh, I need that.
Looking forward to that. Also, the Tickety Tack crew still does not have a new advertisement, but they still back the show. So, drum roll, please. Blood Wizard.
Head on down to your local shop. Ask Blood Wizard Skateboards. Or visit bloodwizard.com for all your conjuring needs.
Tickety tack.
Hey, it's Corey at Blue Plate, 3218 Mission Street. Come see us. Meatloaf, fried chicken, deviled eggs, Dollar Olympia beers. We're here every day of the week. We got a garden and we got smiles on our faces. Come let us make you happy.
PSA time. The artist formerly known as Timothy Donald McKenney. He's out there fishing. I just talked to him yesterday and he's got the fucking best line in the book. I'm sitting there venting at him, screaming like he does to me occasionally, like we're the yin to each other's yang. And all of a sudden he's like, dude, what you got to do is get on Spotify, go to Led Zeppelin, and play the song Nobody's Fault But Mine. Touche, my friend. Touche. This is hot off the press. If you can't see it, I'll describe it to you. It's a black t-shirt with a Thrasher magazine cover on it. And on that cover is friend of the show, Fred Gall.
Like I said, I'm trying to not work.
Switch 50 down Hubba Hideout in San Francisco. Shout fucking out.
Shout out.
All right. Anyway, look who it is. Look who it is. Look who the fuck it is. Ah!
This is Neen Williams, and you're listening to Talkin Schmit.
Holy cannoli.
It's cool, like tonight is the night.
Yeah.
Big dog's in.
Do we really want to be here?
Everything's changed.
We on? Schmitty?
Talkin Schmit.
Talkin Schmit, dude.
You gonna come out different.
Shit my pants, lad.
Your Rolodex is fucking deep.
Holy shit.
It's about the ones.
Who is this guy? Thinks he's tough shit.
What's up?
Come on, Schmitty, what the fuck?
Tell the skateboard police to come get me.
What is happening?
Let's hear it for Drake Swift. Yeah!
Hello, everybody. Today I'm stoked. I drank a little too much coffee. I'm fired up. I've been wanting to do this for a couple of weeks. And finally, the window of opportunity is here. I think he's in Austin, Texas. He's somewhere in Texas. This is Neen Williams. What's up, Neen?
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah,
Dude.
So stoked. You got a solid sticker selection behind you there.
I know if you got any you want to send that you got triples or quadruples, if I'm down.
I got so many stickers, man.
You collect them?
Well, I just have them, from sponsors and stuff and throughout the years.
Okay. I think we need I'm pretty sure there might not be a Satori one up there. So
I think you need a Shake Junt, a Satori, I see.
I think I got Baker.
Yeah, you got Baker. You need a Deathwish up there.
Yeah. I told J-Bone, I was like, dude, you guys should make those. Like when I was a kid, we used to get this stickers of the pros graphic. Like Mark Gonzalez would have his own sticker for his board. And I was like, if you, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's too expensive? It seems like it's not, but if you had a cool series come out and you made stickers for all those boards, like, like Neck Faces graphics, and it's like the Neen Williams, that's a sick one, because then you're going to be hyped to be like throwing them out to kids.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be rad.
Those are the ones I love for the thing, because it's like, I used to have like Chris Pastris and fucking the Nodis or whoever, and it's just like the guy. Like my favorite skater, it's like putting it on the wall.
Yeah, it's so dope. Yeah, I'm stoked we got this to work out, and thank you for inviting me to chat with you.
Absolutely. A good friend of mine, Tim McKenney, a while back, he was like, dude, Neen's crushing it. You got to get Neen on Neen. Like, so it's been in the atmosphere for a minute. Are you in Austin?
I'm in Fort Worth, so I'm closer to Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my wife is from here.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys got a place there right before the baby?
Yeah. Initially, like when we decided to move out here, we were just like, we're going to move out here, we're going to get a house, and then we're going to get married, and then we're going to have a child. And that was kind of our plan, So it was cool. Kind of worked together, it worked out.
Yeah, dude, life goals. What year did you get married?
Last year. We've been married for about 10 months now.
Wait a minute. What date?
September 24th, I believe.
August 16th last year.
No way. Correct. So yeah, we're both the same.
Okay.
There we go. A month away.
I think we got some parallels. You're going to see it come up as we talk.
That's crazy, man.
How's Fort Worth compared to the south side of Chicago, man?
I mean, it's great. It's definitely a change of pace, but it's awesome. People are super nice, and there's tons of good food, good barbecue, tons of good spots, The
barbecue's out of hand, right?
Yeah, you can't miss. Like, it's so good. Like, if you're doing barbecue in Texas, it's like, it's going to be amazing regardless.
Yeah, exactly. How close is it to Austin?
2.5 hours.
And Figgy just moved to Austin, right? Or somewhere down there?
Yeah, he's somewhere in Austin. Sometimes he comes up here, or I'll see him down there. So it's cool, like having a good friend close,
Yeah, dude, that rules. Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about growing up in Chicago. Like, what was that like for you growing up in south side of Chicago, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. I had like, really caring family. We just hung out and ate a bunch of food all the time and had a bunch of friends. And I didn't pick up skating till like 13 or 14, because we moved to the suburbs of Chicago for like a year. And I went to school out there, and the kids out there, some of them skated. So I picked up skating from them and then brought it back to the south side of Chicago, because we moved right back on the same block and everything. So yeah, so I kind of like moved away, learned how to skate, came back, brought it back with me. And yeah, growing up was cool, man. Just skating with friends every single day and just, having a good time. You know how that is.
Yeah. I mean, me and my wife love Chicago. Like, we kind of, like, I know this will get me into trouble, but we kind of like it more than New York.
It's an awesome place, especially if you catch it at the right time, if
weather-wise, right? It's important. Yeah.
If it's cold, it's cold. If it's hot, it's hot. But there's like certain days that pop up that are just amazing.
Did you get into the sports vibe at all? Like, were you a Cubs fan or a Bulls fan or Bears or all of them or none of them?
To tell you the truth, I was never really into sports other than skateboarding. That's kind of all I did. I skated. I did a lot of artwork, sculpture, drawing, sketching, like a bunch of random artwork stuff, skating. And then in high school, I was a wrestler for a little bit. But that's about it. I never really got into basketball, football, baseball, like none of that really. Just kind of skated with my friends.
But you were into wrestling, right?
Yeah, and that came, I was always a really hyperactive kid. So even in like grade school and high school and stuff, it's like we always would go to the parks after school and we would all just battle royale, you know. We'd watch like WWE and stuff and just get all stoked and just like start tossing each other around and stuff. And when high school came, then I got onto the wrestling team and stuff. So I did that for a little bit.
Who are you stoked on in WWE in those days? Like, well, who are your guys?
Dude, I think probably like just Generation X, you know? You know, like just all those guys.
D-Generation, you know?
Yeah, because they're like they're like the outlaws, just kind of fucking breaking the rules and kicking everyone's ass.
Hall and Nash with Triple X, they give the best interviews too. Like I always tell my wife, I was like, we didn't watch wrestling really for the wrestling. We watch it for them to talk shit. Like Roddy Piper was my dude because he could just put everyone in his place. You know.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah,
so many good times with that.
Yeah, my mom took us to the Cow Palace and we'd have front row for cage matches and shit. It was it was cool. I got some photos of like Bret Hart and Hogan and some of those. I think it was probably like late '80s. You know, pretty. Yeah. So that was
so
cool.
rad.
Did you end up crossing paths with Sinner and Marissa back then, or not till later?
Yeah, I met them back in Chicago later on, kind of when I already knew how to skate somewhat. There was a skate park. It was LaGrange YMCA. And LaGrange is a suburb of Chicago. It's only like 30, 40 minutes from downtown. And that's where Sinner and Marissa lived. They lived in the same town and they happened to have the same exact birthday and they were the same exact age. And they both skated and they were both really good at skateboarding. So yeah, I met them at that skate park. I would go maybe once or twice a week because it was a little bit away from my house. I wasn't able to drive yet, so my mom would take me. And you know, I would see them there every day and they're kind of like the two people that were, you know, up on the top. They're kids, but they're like gnarly kids. And, you know, I was a kid too. And we just kind of meshed together and started skating together. It was super awesome. You know, they kind of took me in, you know, they already hung out with each other a little bit.
Okay.
And then they just kind of like, oh, there's this random city kid. Like, we'll take him in. Like, well, he could skate with us, you know, and it was super nice of them, you know.
Yeah. Is your first flip trick a heel flip or do you get a kick? What's your first flip trick?
I may have kick flipped first, but I remember, so it's so weird because I started skating in the winter of Chicago and there was snow on the ground. It was cold. So I started skating on the carpet without moving. So I would just stand on my skateboard and I would try to do tricks. I think I learned how to either switch kickflip or switch heel flip first because I didn't know what stance I was because I wasn't able to push yet. So I learned how to flip the board with, I forget which side. I think it was switch. It might have been a switch heel flip. And then come springtime when it was warm outside, you know, I tried to skate outside, but I couldn't push the way I learned how to do tricks. So I had to like almost push goofy. And then before I would like try a trick, I would do a little body vario and then do the trick. Like I wouldn't even push Mongo. I'd push goofy and I'd body vario and then try to do the trick. And this was like the first few months of learning how to skate. And then eventually, you know, I think my friends, which is good on them, they were like, you know, hey, you got to learn how to skate the way you skate. Like you can't be doing that switch around shit, you know, and they're good people, you know.
You might have been ahead of everybody though. It could have been like, nah, dude, I don't care which way I skate. I just skate every way.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I remember I used to do kickflips a bunch. And then one time I was doing a kickflip over a crack. And I vividly remember this. I kickflipped so hard that it like forward flipped and the nose stuck into the ground, and I basically impaled my nuts like forward into my board, and like I started gushing tears, everything. And I think after that day I was just kind of like, I'm gonna do heel flips. Like fuck kick flips. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Did you end up finding like a local parking garage or something that you would gravitate to in the winters and stuff, or?
We would really just go to that YMCA in the winters.
Yeah. Oh, it was indoors.
Yeah, and if we didn't go to the indoor skate park, I would just skate in my my aunt. She has she didn't really have stuff in her back room, and it had wood floor. So I would just skate back there, like one push, do a trick, run into the wall. Like I destroyed that floor. I destroyed those walls, you know, but she let me do it. And it was super nice of her to let me learn, you know, and that's kind of how I learned a lot of stuff. I remember I learned frontside flips and stuff, just like on the slippery wood floor in the back room, one push.
Damn.
Yeah.
Who were some of the dudes that you were hyped on? Like who were like the dudes you looked up to at that time, that if you were going to put someone on your wall out of a magazine, or if their video part came out, you were definitely going to watch it over and over?
I know as I like started learning how to really skate and do tricks, I was really into like Andrew Reynolds, all the Baker guys,
Ellington, Greco,
Lizard
like,
King,
like your squad.
and then like all the Zero guys too, because I grew up on like Thrill of It All and all that stuff. So like I would just watch Zero videos, and that kind of imprinted like jumping down stuff, jumping down rails, jumping down stairs in my head, and that's like all I wanted to do, you know.
Are you Tommy Guns? Are you Chris Cole or Jamie, or who's your dude?
Well, Tommy Guns and like Chris Cole were like later on, but I love those guys. Those guys are super sick too. But you know, Jamie, of course, with those epic parts at the end of the video, he always had the ender, you know, and I would always look up to him when I was a young buck, you know.
Okay, sick. What was your first sponsor? When did you actually get like something for free?
I think my first sponsor was a shop sponsor. I think Uprise was my, like, the first shop I was on was First Gear. And this was when I was like a little kid, because Sinner and Marissa were on First Gear. So I was skating with that crew forever. So they kind of introduced me to that shop, and that shop was down to sponsor me. So we got like, I think like a free board every month and stuff. And, you know, they would send our videotapes out to the reps and stuff and try to get us hooked up. So I think First Gear was the first one.
Okay.
I didn't get on to Uprise till I was like a little bit older, and I was more into like being in the city and not in the burbs skating, you know?
Right. What was your first non-shop sponsor, like wheels or trucks or a board or something?
I think my first non-sponsor was, it might have been Satori, to tell you the truth. Yeah. Right. Back in the day, I was on Satori for so long.
Yeah.
like they were they were like the first people that, you know, I don't know who it was through, but they were like the first people that like, I think, because I know Tosh, and Tosh was riding for Satori back then.
Yep.
So he, like, some of my friends from Chicago moved to California, and I would go out and visit. And one of my friends films, his name's Shies, and he would film with Tosh and stuff. And I think he showed him my footage, and then Tosh hooked me up with Satori. So
okay.
Yeah, I got Satori when I was a kid, and it was super awesome to get free wheels and, you know, be part of the crew. They threw me straight on. It was sick. I was like, hell yes, this is crazy, you know?
That rules. Yeah, Pales told me to ask you if you remember. He said they were at your house early, like way back when there was a subway going over or something. He's like, ask him if you remember, because even then that dude was into working out and he had his whole routine and stuff. He's like, that dude inspires me to keep it going and shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been doing that stuff for so many years. But yeah, Pales, the whole team came through. We used to do like the dopest trips back in the day where we would just jump into a van and just drive. like
we don't know where we're going, but we're going to skate.
Yeah, and we would just sleep on people's floors, friends' floors, and, you know, just we have a filmer and a photographer with us. We would just get clips and shoot photos and just have good times. And it was a bunch of skating and just a bunch of good vibes the whole time.
Yeah. I'm wondering if looking at mags and videos, did that have you California dreaming, and you're starting to think of like 365 days of good weather and like all these guys and spots and stuff? Like what does it to finally get you to move out to California?
So I think initially it was just a lot of my sponsors didn't want to push me take me further because I wasn't around. So no one knew how I was as a person. No one knew. They could see my skate footage. Like I was, you know, putting in work. I was jumping off big things. I put together like some good tapes, but you know, you can be a great skater, but that doesn't mean anything, because it's like you need to be able, the team needs to be able to take you in as a family member. You know, you have to be able to hang out with this kid in the van for 2 weeks without this kid driving you crazy. So like by me being so far in Chicago at this point, no one knew how I really was except for the team managers that I would talk to. You know, they knew I was cool and whatever, you know, I was super nice.
Right.
But no one knew how I was on a personal level. So I couldn't really there was like a wall, and I couldn't get over that wall or past that wall unless I came to California and I hung out with the rest of the team and met everybody. So that was kind of one of the things that happened initially that like I really wanted to move forward with skateboarding. And then a couple of my friends also moved to California. So now I had places and spots that I could stay at. So that was like another thing where it was like, oh, easy. Like it was like, I remember Sinner hit me up and he was like, yo, like me and Trapasso have this apartment and there's rooms. Trapasso says you could stay on the couch for as long as you want, like come through. And that was the call where I was just like, all right, like packed the backpack, flew over, you know? And that was that. Like I literally didn't go home for probably 4 or 6 years after that. Like I just booked it to LA and I just stayed there and I just skated every day, and that's what I did. I just tried to survive, you know?
Were you living in a van for a little bit?
Yeah. So when I got out there, I was looking on Craigslist for like vans and stuff, because my whole idea was to get a van so then we all could go skate every single day, just throw everyone in the van.
Yeah.
But that didn't end up happening. Like I got the van and no one really jumped in the van. We would go into other cars and gas was so expensive for the van. So it was just kind of a second room. So I just kind of filled it with all my gear, my boards, my clothes, my wheels, everything. Like my whole house was in the van, and then I would just stay in Trapasso's house on the floor or on the couch, and that's kind of how I ran it for a while.
Was Trapasso, was that when he was on Toy Machine?
Yeah, he was on Toy Machine, Converse, all that.
Okay. And then is that around when you start getting hooked up with the Baker and Deathwish guys, or is that later?
This was before, And Shake Junt actually was the first company to hook me up. Like Shane, Goatmouth, he hit up Sinner because Sinner was already with all the Baker crew and Beagle and everything. They were all super tight. I skated with them a couple times, and then Shane hit up Sinner and was like, hey, does anyone at your house want to skate, rep the junt, you know? Like anyone down for the junt?
You know I do!
Because it was like me, Trepasso, and a couple other dudes there. And like, we're like, hell yeah, let's do this, you know? And they put us on Shake Junt at that point.
Love that shit!
And through Shake Junt, just like skating with Shane and Beagle and all the guys, I got to skate with Andrew and Ellington and stuff. And that's how like talks of Deathwish came up.
Okay. So you were kind of with Shake Junt, like one of the first guys, huh? Like from the early days.
A couple years in, you know, they had Shake Junt was around for a while, but this was like kind of when they started expanding it. I think that's like when they started throwing. Yeah, that's when they started throwing other people on, and you know, I got invited, and I was stoked, you know.
And now a first impression from Shane Heyl.
First time I ever heard of Neen Williams by the homie Sinner. Sinner from Chicago, Neen from Chicago. Sinner was riding for Shake Junt, and he was trying to bless his homie Neen, man. So he was just like, hey, check out this video, man, called Sin Habits. My homie Neen Williams got a little part, man. Check it out. So we was watching it, and I was like, damn, Neen got skills, man. He back-fiving down this big concrete rail next to a wall. He's at Temple University in Philly down that hubba, that backsmithing and backtail faking, just putting it down, man. And then sure enough at the end with the front crooks, just 30-foot, man, hugging the block, baby. Yeah, sure enough, I finally get to meet him, man. He had made his way from Chicago to Long Beach. And he was chilling with him, Trepasso, and Sinner, man. That was the clique. They were just with the big baggy Hawaiian tees just swagging on them, man. That crew is sick, man. They still are to this day. But man, it was cool. When I met him, he had this big Scooby-Doo van-like thing. Like, he had the shag rug with the coach seats that swivel, with the fridge and the TV in it. Like, Neen was straight living in this van, man, just getting it, dude. And man, he didn't even care if he was broke, hungry, whatever, man. Neen always had that PMA, man. Always bring that positivity, dog. Like, if he was just like, had a little avocado and chop it up, squeeze a little lemon in there with a bag of chips. He's like, yo, you want some, man? I was like, yo, you just made your little guacamole with a half avocado, man. Like, yo, need this shit, man. Always down to share, always bring that positivity. Just like, good dude to have on a session or just be around, man. Like, bless up, Neen. You a real one, brother. Always fucking hyped to see you around, be around, doing your thing, man. Shout out to Neen Williams, bro. Love you, homie.
Kind of skipping around, but you get on Deathwish. Is that when you got turned pro for them?
I was AM for a while for Deathwish. But I had some parts coming out and a few interviews. Yeah. So like once I got on them, my Shake Junt part dropped. A couple interviews dropped, one in Thrasher, Skateboarder. Like, I think I got the cover of Skateboarder too. And then my Deathwish part was coming out and they decided to turn me pro. So it was all kind of like boom, 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 you know.
Was that like, did you see it coming or was it a surprise? Was it one of those ones? Because I've been to like Andrew and Shane, they're fucking kick ass. And I've seen some surprises at premieres. I forget. I think it was Shane that got the board at the Shake Junt premiere, or Beagle. One, you know, there's always like Yeah, no. Did you have that, or was it kind of more like you saw it coming?
No, they surprised the shit out of me because I was at that point in my life where I skated super hard for so many years, and I compiled all this footage, and like everything was about to come out, and then I found partying and girls, so I started kind of getting into that, and kind of like didn't skate as much, but I would skate, you know, here and there. But I was more like skate all day, party all night, maybe skate the next day or recover and then skate the day after and party. Like I was in a party cycle to the point where I actually thought, you know, everyone was bummed on me because I wasn't really coming out with like that much footage at that point, but I had parts that were all like set to drop, but I wasn't really producing anything new because I was just too busy being a fucking shithead, you know?
Yeah.
And it was my birthday, and you know, I'm pre-gaming with all my friends at the house, like we're just fucking taking everything, drinking everything, like I'm out, like like my eyes are black, you know? And then like everyone's like, all right, we're celebrating down at the bar. The bar was like 40 yards away. So, you know, I walk down there, I'm so toasted, so fried, walk down to the bar, and the whole Baker Boys crew, like all the office people, all the skaters, everybody, the whole team, like all my boys, they're there in the bar, and I don't even think anything of it. I'm like, oh shit, you guys came for my birthday, like hell yes, because I'm just so toasted. Like I don't even know what's going on, you know? So like we're partying, we're drinking, like it's a good time, all this, and then they sit me down and we're all chilling. I'm sitting next to the bosses, and then they bring out this present. And I'm like, oh, you guys got me a present? Like, hell yeah. They hand me this present, and I like unwrap it, open up the box, and in the box, there's a carton of American Spirits, yellows, and a bottle of Jameson. And I'm just like, oh shit, like it's on, you know? And I grab the cigarettes, I open them up, like I grab the Jameson, and I like start heading towards the door to like smoke a cigarette and like just start slamming the Jameson. And they're like, no. And they like sit me back down. They're like underneath. And I like, pick this like board up from underneath, and there's a skateboard, and it like, I flip it over and it has like my name on it. And I'm just like, what, like, is this a joke? Like, what is this? Like something for my wall or something? Like, I don't even know what this is. They're like, no, dude, like you're pro. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. And yeah, the rest of the night was just amazing, but it was the biggest surprise because I thought everyone was pissed at me, and then but they were really just like giving me a board to like help spark, you know, like it basically sparked something in me after seeing that board. I was like, oh shit, you know, like here we go, you know, like it's on.
Okay, what birthday was that? Do you remember? Like your age?
26.
26.
10 years ago.
Do you think you kind of found partying a little late, or was it about the normal age?
Well, I mean, when I was in Chicago before I moved to LA, I would party super hard there too.
Oh, you were?
I was so young. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we started drinking probably at like 12, you know.
Oh, damn.
So, I mean, like I would always drink. I'd drink a 40 or something, but I never really got like super like crazy wasted or crazy into partying until I moved to like Hollywood, because Hollywood, it's just, everything was accessible, you know.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people.
Liquor store on every corner.
Yeah, and like you could get like any drug you want. You could get as much alcohol as you want, and I never really had like enough money to kind of support the party, you know. And then I found myself having enough money to support the party, so then that just kind of made it even worse, you know.
This is the part that's real interesting to me, because I don't know, but I have theories, but you can maybe elaborate a little bit. You got some icons in the family. You got Greco, you got Reynolds, you got Shane. These are three dudes that partied, they piss drunks. You got Dustin Dolan. These are like glorified partiers, like all-time fucking gnarly. Like Greco had an interview in Rolling Stone, you know, like rock star status. but they've all turned it around and gone sober and stuff. So I guess my question is kind of like, especially when you're partying, is there two factions? Like if you go on a trip, is there two vans, one sober, one not? Or is everybody just mixing and people are fine with the party even though they don't party anymore? Or like, how does it go?
So nowadays, yeah, when we go on trips, there'll be like, we'll call it the sober van. And then there's like the other van, you know, the other van's smoking and drinking and stuff. We all don't mind it, you know. I could be around it all day. That's not going to change my my decisions, you know, because that has nothing to do with me. If someone's drinking next to me, that's your deal. That's not my deal, you know. I mean, that doesn't mean I have to drink, you know.
Right.
But yeah, we usually have two vans, and it's mainly just because like sometimes we don't like to get hotboxed, you know. I don't want to get hotboxed with cigarettes. I don't want to get hotboxed with weed because then I get like that secondhand high.
Hell ride of the century.
We get to a spot and then I'm wondering like, why am I so hungry? Like, I don't want to skate. I just want to eat food. And then I remember like, I'm probably secondhand high right now. Like, that's probably what's up, you know. Okay. Yeah, we usually have two vans, and there's enough of us where it's like, there's enough of us that don't smoke, don't drink, that will fit in the other van. And then sometimes, you know, we switch off. Like some people will come in here, some people will go in there. It's just we kind of just mix and match, you know. And none of us have a problem with being in either van because we're all family at the end of the day.
So do you think, were you kind of a fortunate one that, like myself, I haven't drank for 6 years, but I partied a lot. Like, and when I did it, and I don't put anyone down for their decisions or their ways, but I didn't do AA. I didn't need that. I knew that I needed to stop, and I acclimated out, and I did it my own process, and I went that way. Some people need additional help, and that to each their own. But were you a fortunate person that like, for example, when I stopped drinking, I couldn't go to bars for a while because it was a trigger for me. And like, I was used to like using this as a social button. So I guess, again, what I'm saying is when I'm in the van going on a trip, that seems like the ultimate, like like I would probably avoid trips the first year of my sobriety because I'd be like, dude, Dolan's going to be so wasted and I'm going to want to drink with him or whatever, you know, like, so I'm wondering like how your transformation was it a struggle, or were you just like, no, I'm off it, and you were fortunate to just kind of get out of it?
Yeah, I mean, first off, you know, congratulations. 6 years is a long time, and that is super awesome that you did that, you know.
Pretty stoked.
You're still going, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I did the same thing as you. I just quit cold turkey. For me, it was a thing of like, I tore my ACL and I wanted to heal as fast as I could, and I wanted to like come back better than ever. So my mind like switched gears. It was like, I don't need this stuff. This stuff is only hindering me and hindering my performance. Like, I need to be as clean and clear as possible so I could focus on re-strengthening my leg, healing my injury, and like coming back with a punch and not just fading off, you know? So I made this decision, and I've always had a strong will, but when I was around it at that time, I just wanted to party, and it was like kind of my first time really like partying. So once I was away from it for a few weeks, it was a lot easier for me to say no and stay away. And just like you said, the first 3 weeks, month, maybe 2 months, I couldn't be around it. I couldn't go to the bars. I couldn't hang out with the people that I used to hang out with that drank and smoke. Like, I couldn't be around any of that stuff. So luckily for me, I was in a brace and I couldn't move because I had the ACL reconstruction. Yeah. So I literally just stayed in with my girlfriend, my wife at the time, or now, I literally just stayed at her house and did my physical therapy, did my stretches and all my workouts, and just played video games and just hung out with her and ate food and went to the movies. And it was actually pretty smooth. And she actually quit drinking with me. So there was no like us going to the bar. Like we would do other stuff. Like it was like, oh, let's go eat. Let's meet up with these people and we'll go eat, or we'll cook dinner, or we'll go to the movies. Like we'll do something more active, more social, instead of being in a dark, like grungy, like bar, you know. And that really helped me stay off. We didn't go on trips till a little bit, like obviously, you know, torn ACL. 9-12 months later, now I could finally ride on my skateboard, possibly do a kickflip, possibly do a slap a curb, you know. And that's the hard thing about ACL reconstruction surgeries, is that it takes so long to be able to skate again. So yeah, I mean, I had a solid year before I was even able to be considered to take on to trips, you know.
Right.
And at that point, it was like, once you have a year on your belt, it's kind of like everything has changed, your whole outlook and everything. So it wasn't hard for me at all.
That's interesting. The thing I agree with, the strong will is so important. I mean, I think it goes into your dedication to lifting weights and being healthy and eating and everything. It's like you need to be committed to your goal, whatever that may be, and just stick with it. And of course, just like skateboarding, it ain't easy. Like the first time you picked up a skateboard, did you fucking bust? No. So like, think of life as it's going to be challenging, but stick with it, and you'll get through the rocky times or whatever. It's funny that you say the 1 year too, because that was my goal. Was like, it was funny. Every year I used to get sober for February. I'd be like, 1 month, I got to prove to myself I can't drink. Well, shortest month of the year, February, I'm going in.
28 days.
So 1 month, 1 year, it was New Year's. And I was like, I'm going to do a year this year just to see if I could do a year. And when I got to the end of the year, I was like, why would I ever? And again, I don't judge people. This ain't judgment. This is my journey. And I was just like, I mean, I'm older than most people. So I'm just like, hey, it's time, you know, like I was bored of it. And I'd seen some shit too, like where I was you know, I've lost some friends through drunk driving, just like all kinds of stuff. And so once I got to that 1 year marker, I was like, dude, I feel good. I don't. I'll tell you what you don't miss: a hangover.
Oh yeah.
The minute you don't have hangovers, and like I was telling my wife, I was like, I don't remember the last time I've thrown up. Like it might have been 6 or 7 years. And like it used to be at least once or twice, maybe a day sometimes. Like you'd be like, so there's a lot of shit. But man, congrats, dude. Like seeing you through the Instagram mostly, and like your journey and stuff, like it's been really uplifting. I know you're like, a lot of people are fucking watching you and getting like inspiration for sure. A lot of inspo out there. And I think in these hard times, like with the COVID, all the different things that's happened in the last few years, we need more than ever people to lift us up. And like, you know, so
thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Tip of the hat on that. And
thank you.
So when you go sober, what's the first thing that like you notice? Like, cause I'll tell you my answer. Damn pencil, here's your time to chime in, bro.
Trading in pints for pints.
You're gonna go from pints to pints of fucking beer to pints of ice cream.
Oh my god, yeah, because you gotta replace the sugar.
You get that sweet,
yeah, like so out of nowhere.
All of a sudden, you're eating more açaí than you've ever eaten.
Oh yeah, like out of nowhere, you're just like a sweet hog. You know, you're like, where are the sweets? Give me cake. Give me, cheesecake, whatever you have. Donut. Oh, I used to eat so many donuts. And yeah, it was ridiculous. But eventually that goes away, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But it's crazy because the whole time you're drinking, you don't really eat any sweets until you stop drinking.
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, I never even fuck with candy or nothing. I was like, dude, I'm craving all kinds of like sugar stuff. And then like as I got like I'm getting older and dude, I feel so weird. A lot of the things that you're focusing on now, you never focused on earlier. Like you're like, dude, I got to lose some weight. I got to like get this part of my body different and all this stuff. And you're like, the key, like you read all about it. It's like cut sugar.
Yeah,
and you're like, but that's what I'm craving. Like, of course, right? But
that's always the hardest one, and it's in everything too. Unless you like literally just cook everything at home with like whole foods, you know.
Right.
Just like stuff from the earth, veggies, meat, you know, grains, just like nothing processed, basically, and that all that will just melt right off.
Yeah. So what's your program? Do you have like a set, like, do you have like a couple options for breakfast, couple for lunch, couple for dinner? Are you pretty like in tune with this, or has it become such a lifestyle that you don't even have to think about it and like you just eat whatevs?
Yeah, it's mainly a lifestyle, and it depends on like what I'm doing for the 90 days. I break it up into 90-day cycles usually. So I'll do like if I want to put on more muscle, like I'll do a bulk and I'll eat more than I burn.
Yep.
And for those 3 months, I'll eat specifically to put on muscle. And then the next 3 months, it'll be like, okay, time to, you know, shred it out, like get off all this like extra fat that I put on so you can see the muscle. So I'll do another 3 months of like eating a lot less than I burn. So I'll eat specifically for that. And then in the middle will be like the maintaining. So I'll eat perfectly with what I burn every single day. So I eat really basic. You know, I usually, the tail ends of my days are usually based on like protein and fats. And then the middle of the day when I'm active, when I'm running around, when I'm working out, when I'm skating, that's when I eat a lot of my carbs, like my fruits, my rice, my vegetables, stuff like that. So that's kind of how I base it, because the tail ends, the morning you're already in a fasted state, so your body's like burning fat. So I give it more fat and protein. And then at the end of the day, you're not doing anything. You're just gonna watch TV and go to sleep. So you're not burning any calories really. So I give it more fat and more protein.
Okay. Is there a simple, like for beginner 101 style, like let's say I just want to lose some cargo around the, you know, the love handles and the legs, is cardio super important? Is like calories important, that you're looking at like eating less than you're working out?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's not even cardio. Cardio is just going to stress you out, really. You can obviously just skate. The more you skate, the more you're going to burn. So it's not going to feel as hard to eat less than you burn.
Right.
The main rule when you want to lose fat, want to lose some cargo around there, around the trunk, is just eating less than you burn. Obviously, you could go into it like more focused way where you download an app. There's like one that I use that's called MyFitnessPal. You download that app and you could actually put in everything you eat throughout the day. So when you eat, takes 5 seconds. You put, 5 ounces of ribeye, a salad, whatever. And it'll generate the calories that you've eaten. So like you'll have a goal of like, let's say 2,300 calories in the day. And you'll just fill that up throughout the day. And then when you get there, you're like, okay, that's that. And then after doing this for a few days, you understand how much you should eat during the day to be in this caloric deficit, eating less calories than you burn. And then you don't even need to use the app anymore because you kind of know what to eat.
Right.
And that's basically all it is. It's just eating less than you burn and just staying active, being active. And you'll see all that just fly right off. You already don't drink beer, so that's a lot of extra calories that aren't there.
I lost 10 pounds the first month. Like it was crazy. I mean, I think it was a lot of water weight, but you're like, whoa.
Yeah, you like see your face
in
real
your
fast.
in your neck. Yeah. It's amazing. One of the other things I wanted to ask you about is this phenomena, ice baths, right?
Yeah.
Are you
I
down?
love those. Oh yeah.
Okay,
I
so
love them.
give me the lowdown. Is it when you're first gonna do it? Did you go, okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of a cold shower. Okay, I'm gonna take a colder shower, or did you go, fuck it, fill the ice tub up, I'm jumping in? like it's gnarly.
I've definitely did my share of cold showers, and like icing my ankles, which is always gnarly, to kind of build up to it. You kind of want to build a resistance to it. You don't want to just jump into like 35-degree wet like water and like try to hold in there for 3 minutes, you know?
Right.
So you want to build a tolerance for it. I would always say put less ice in first. If you have a digital thermometer, you can like check it out, maybe do like 55 degrees. Then after 2 weeks, do 50 degrees and get yourself down to like 45, 35 degrees. And that's like the sweet spot is like anywhere between 35 and 45 degrees. And you could either just do a quick dunk, or you can sit in there and just do the cold plunge and sit in there for like 3 to 5 minutes. But like, that's a wrap. After 5 minutes, like get out of there, warm yourself up.
Oh, okay. So you're in there about an average of 3 minutes.
Yeah, like you usually, what really helps is doing breath work, breathing through the diaphragm, you know, filling up your abdomen up with as much air as possible, doing like about 2 to 5 minutes of that first. And then after you like get into like a crazy mind state, and then when you're in that mind state, then you jump in, and then you get right back into that mind state. You just hold tight and just like chill, you know, because some people I see jump in and they like start hyperventilating, and you're like, dude, no, chill, slow down, you know, like breathe deep, you know.
It's like meditating.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's crazy. So this is what I tell everybody: the first minute and a half, your mind is just like, get me the fuck out of here. Like it is too fucking cold. Get me out of here. Like your ankles are gonna fall off, your wrists are gonna fall off. Get out. And your mind is telling you this. And you're like, I can't. Like, how much time do I have left? How much time do I have left? And you're like looking at the timer. You're like, dude, I can't do this. I got to get out. But after that minute and a half, your mind just chills. It just goes, this is fine. This is good. I got this. And you like go over this weird mental hump that like pretty much like makes you like, it turns your mind into a beast for the rest of the day, because you go over this like this freak out, like chaotic, paranoid hump. And now you're like zen, you're like chill. You're like, I could sit in here for 10 minutes if I had to, like I'm fine.
Okay.
And it's like so cold, but you're like, I'm good, you know? And that's the thing that I love about it so much. Besides, obviously, you get out and your body feels like you're 10 years old or something, you know?
So it's not only good for your physical, but your mental.
Your mental, man, like so crazy for your mental. Like, you have to try it to where you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you try it at like 45, 40 degrees.
I want to do this.
Like, you'll know, because you'll be like, damn, like, I wanted to get out of it so bad, but I held in tight. And after a minute and a half, like it was smooth sailing. I was locked in, and then like felt great the rest of the day.
Okay, sick. This is something that people have told me about anxiety, that if you get this dialed, it can really help you unlock some stuff with your mind when you're getting anxious moments and having anxiety. Like it's just a way of really getting in tune with like changing how you think and stuff.
For sure, like just being present. It's like meditation, you know?
Okay.
It's like some crazy, like intense meditation.
You just influence somebody.
And then seeing your acai bowls, like that's my favorite shit. Like when I go to Huntington Beach, if I'm there for a week, I'll eat 7 bowls, like definitely every day. I'm like, we don't really have a place in SF that has like the good ones. And I've never really learned how to make them at home and stuff. But you make them just from at home, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually just made one like maybe 2 hours ago. Someone.
Do you go daily?
No, I haven't had one for a couple years. Or no, I had one like, I haven't made one for a couple years. But I had one. I was staying in Denver, and there was an açaí place super close to where I was staying. So I would have one every single morning, just like you.
Okay.
I was like, this is the best thing. That I would have that, and I would have a little bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich too. So I would have like triple the carbs, and a bit of protein, and I'd go skate.
Yeah. So sick. Well, let's finish up with skateboarding. Let's get. Sorry, everybody, if you're not into what I'm talking about, but I'm fired up on this shit. This is probably, especially for you, that's probably tough. But is there one thing that's one of, it doesn't have to be but like you were there and saw it go down on a skateboard, like Reynolds frontside flip to 20, or like, I don't know, whatever, something gnarly that you're like, everyone got in the van, or you guys went out to the bar after, or it was just like the hype?
Fuck, I'm trying to dig deep because I've seen some gnarly stuff go down.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, man, so much gnar. This might take a while. We might want to keep talking.
Okay, think about that
through
one.
Here.
Do you have in mind? What comes in mind when you think of like epic skate trip that you've been on, like a tour, like Europe or South America or somewhere rad in the U.S., or like something with the best crew, or just something that kind of like you've held on to out of all these years as like that one's still like pretty special?
I think like Baker Deathwish summer tour. I was on one of those, the second one.
And the kids are going nuts.
Kids are going nuts, and we're just in the couple vans, and we're just crossing basically America, and just crazy demos, crazy street skating, crazy after hours, just pure craziness the whole time, and like tons of laughs, tons of good vibes. And those tours were something else, because we would pack everybody from Baker, from Deathwish into vans and just hit the road. And it was just like absolute chaos, because you have every single attitude, every single lifestyle, everything like packed into a couple vans. And it's just, here we go. But we're all like, we all share the same love. We're all part of the same family. So it's just like, just pure wildness, Dude,
I remember the premiere in LA when they were trying to break into the theater. There was riots in the street.
So crazy.
It was insane. Is there one dude or a couple people on the team that you kind of have bonded with, that like you usually try to room with, or that you sit next to in the van a lot more often than others, or anything like that?
Yeah, Brother Bone. Jay Thorpe.
Shout out.
He's the one?
Yeah. Because me and him, we're kind of like the most alike, like just having, like just how we are, just we're just hardworking, and, we mend well.
Hell yeah.
So I'm always like, it's always me and him. And obviously too, like the after hours, we like to kind of just chill, Whereas like some people like to go do this, some people like to go that. We like to just eat good food, eat a steak or something, and just hang out, like talk and watch TV. you know?
He's the shit. Every time he comes to SF, I usually try to hang out with the crew, and like they'll come up and grab Alyssa or whatever, and we'll go skating the hills. And I mean, I can't say enough good stuff about Baker and Deathwish. They are the ones that are. There's a couple other, like Deluxe obviously does it right too, but every time I've hung out, it feels like there's nobody that's not 100% family. Like everyone is just like, it's like a crew, and that feels so good, I really enjoy that. Like T-Funk's cover, we just had like the China Banks premiere, and it was like
so sick.
That's dude. People
so gnarly.
People don't know that is so gnarly.
Yeah,
like in the way
jacked.
he did it, so perfect. You're like, it was like we're like, because I just saw the photo first. I'm like, that's got to be sketchy landing. And it's like, nope, Perfect.
Just like it was perfect transition or something. Like,
was there one moment you lived with Andrew for a while, right? When you were about to turn pro, was there any rad bonding or something, hijinks or anything crazy that happened in those times? Or was that kind of a time that you were getting sober and he was helping you in some ways, or what was it?
It was actually before I was sober. But he took me in because I had nowhere else to stay at that point. And he was like, oh, I got a guest room. You could stay here for a little bit till you get on your feet. I was like, oh, shit, you know? So he let me stay in his guest room, and it was super sick. Me and him would wake up in the morning. This was the house that he had the skate park at. Right. And we would just, like, skate his park every single morning. And we would call it monk training, basically, because we would wake up, and it was like we would eat our like bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches, and then we'd just go straight to the park, and we would just go like 50-50, front side, back side, 5-0, front side, back side, and we would just like run through the whole thing, you know, and just keep it going. And then we'd move up to the 5-stair and then do every flip trick we knew how to do down the 5-stair. And it was like every single morning, it was like clockwork. And that was, I would do my run through. I'd kick flip them, I'd heel flip them, front side flip them, all that. And then that was the time when he noticed my heel flips, and he told me like, Neen, those heel flips are special to you. Like, you need to keep doing that trick. And that was like when I pretty much stopped kick flipping stuff, and I just only heel flip stuff. Because I was just like, oh, boss says.
Boss. Yeah, that's why he's the boss.
Yeah, you know, and that's kind of a very special story to me. And, you know, the way I've approached skateboarding after that was because of that, you know.
I think your future is bright.
How cool, man. Andrew's the best. Like, I've spent a lot of miles with Phelps, and there's not a lot of guys that have like the phone call like Jake at 2 a.m. from our hotel room. Andrew, I was thinking, you got to ride for Vans. You just got to do it.
It's so sick. That's so rad.
You know, like, there's only a few of those guys out there. And when they're skater of the year, it's definitely always been family. And we like anytime we're working with Baker or Deathwish, it ain't work. You know what I mean? It's love. So that's for sure. But you don't have like, you can't think of like, were you at Tampa when Schaefer tried the loop or anything? Like,
no. I mean, a lot of stuff that I've seen recently was, of course, his brother Foy. You know, Jamie Foy is just a madman. He's so good and so consistent. And
were you at El Toro?
I wasn't at El Toro, but I've seen him put down some shit and like fast too, where like I always say like, he's like that dude where like normally if someone's skating a big rail, you kind of have a little sweat coming down your head for them. Like your hands are a little clammy. You're like, I hope he gets in. Like Jamie, I'm always just like just going about my day. Like, yep, it's going to be done any second. Oh, yep, there it is. You know, like I'm always like, because I know he has his shit, and I've seen him do some crazy shit. In King of the Road, when we did it with you guys, he grinded that steep, like 30 stair. It's like a 30 stair handrail in the valley, but it's like a real 30 stair. It's not a like a long flat bar. It's like a straight down the hell 30 stair with the Muska gear, and the Muska was there.
Yeah.
So he grinded that, and that was like probably one of the biggest like real like street steep rails I've ever seen someone do, and he did that so easily with like the Muska track pants on and the little bandana and everything. So I mean, I've seen him grind like crazy kink rails first try, and front crook, back over crook, big ass rails first try. Like
he's that guy, fucking gnar.
Just stuff that I can't even dream. Like in my dreams, like I'd slam in my dreams, and like he just does it in like real life.
Try. Don't go to the liquor store. I'm gonna finish this quick.
Yeah, and he'll just like compile tricks. Like you'll go on a tour with him, and it's like 7 tricks later, like you don't even have one yet. And like he's like going on his 8th trick. You're like, dude, this guy's a machine.
Yeah. You mentioned you had a cover though, right?
Yeah.
That was that Transworld or Skateboard Mag or both?
It was Transworld. Yeah.
Transworld. Was that like you were just shooting foes and ended up on the cover, or did you kind of think that if I get this, it might be cover worthy, or how'd that day go?
We were just shooting. So with Supra back in the day, we would do these New York residencies, which was super sick. We would rent like Airbnb or rent a house, and we would all stay there. We'd have the house for like a month, and like half of the team will come in for 2 weeks. Some people will stay for the whole thing, and the other half will come in for the last 2 weeks. And we would just skate the city and just shoot photos and film every single day. Like the whole idea was to make a cool edit out of all the footage. And CU Trin was out there shooting the whole time. Great person, love
good
CU.
Dude. Yeah.
Shout out.
And yeah, we were skating one day. It was super humid. I was sweating through my shirts. We found this weird little obstacle where you ollied up a ledge, and then there was a rock that was probably like 3 feet from the ledge. So you ollied up real quick wherever your feet were. You just popped and went over this rock, but it was like a big rock. It was 3 feet away and it was pretty big. So I was just trying to heel flip it, and it was literally taking me all day. I just could not figure it out. It was just ollie up, like wherever your feet are, heel flip, oh, like, and just like bailing and eating shit. And then I finally landed it and didn't really think anything of it, but CU was like, oh, look at this. This is like the sickest photo. Like he was all stoked. I was like, hell yeah, like went and partied, whatever. Just like, it was nothing, you know. It was like, I'll just heel flip over a rock, you know.
Yeah.
And then probably like a month or two later, at one of the trade shows, they just like surprised me with it. They had like a big old board of it, like a big poster. And they're like, oh, look, Neen, you got the cover. And I was like, what? Like insane, you know.
I think the surprise is the way to do it. I know Instagram's made it almost impossible now, but like you always want like the guy to go into the skate shop or like you come in the mail and see that cover for like seeing it on Instagram just seems like, I mean, getting a cover is epic no matter what, but like
for sure
having it like digitally on somebody's like, hey, you got this.
Dude, don't even get me started with Instagram. I have such a love-hate with Instagram and like skating and shit with it, you know?
Kind of cringe.
It's just too much. I feel like it's just kind of like numbed skating down a little bit, you know? I feel like...
Yeah. Do you think that it's going to go away or no way?
I think...
Like, are people going to get bummed on it enough where it's just like... I mean, I see people almost filming their whole life on it. And so, like, you're over filming, I guess, because you're just putting everything on Insta. And then there's other people that are filming other people trying not to get tricks on Insta, and they're putting it on their Insta. And you're like, dude, I was trying to film a part, fucker.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, most people in the industry understand it, you know, and just kind of use it for what it is. It's a good marketing tool. It's a good tool to like just post random shit or like get partnerships and whatever. And then I think it's like on the positive side, I think it's good for up and comers to get noticed.
Sure.
And, you know, like get their footage out there. Cause like, how do you do that nowadays? Like, I don't, like it's fully different. Like this is like the platform to get noticed. But then for like pros and AMs and stuff that are already like in the industry, filming video parts and like getting magazine covers and getting stuff in the magazine, I think it's like, it's more of like, it's just like almost better to use as just like a fun tool. Like I personally, like when I post skate stuff, it's like, I want to post stuff that like everyone can do, like not super hard stuff that kind of like inspires and motivates people to go out and skate. Like, that line was sick. Like, I want to go out and do that. Like, I could do that line. Like, I just want to go out and skate now, you know? That's like kind of what I want to post. I don't want to post anything that I'm working on. Like, I don't want to post some hard trick because then it's like, once the video part comes out, like you already seen that trick.
Right.
or like, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't
Totally.
want to post my warm-ups on like big things neither, because then you know I was there. So you know what I've done on that thing almost.
Yeah,
it
you
kind
want
of
it
takes
to
the
hit 'em.
surprise.
Exactly.
It's like what you were saying. Like I'm very old school though. You know, I'm not like a young kid. Like I'm old school. So I still appreciate the video part. Like I want to see
absolutely
this like art piece that each skater, because every skater is special. Like I want to see what they created and what they brought to the table. I don't want like to see their special things like prematurely on Instagram. You know what I mean? So yeah, I have a love-hate.
It's so confusing because like as a filmer, I've seen, I mean, even Beagle's using HD these days, you know, like everybody's there's the red camera, everything's getting like higher quality. And you're like, but you're putting it on the Instagrams like this big of a monitor with your iPhone. Like, it's just like so confusing on that front. I'm with you, but of course I'm old school. Like, and I appreciate, like, I always say, like, we watch Appleyard's fucking flip part every morning. Like, I didn't know who Placebo was. And then I ended up going seeing them because I saw the part so many times that song was stuck in my head. And there's just something to it. Like, you want to see it on the big screen and you want to hear it and just everything. Like, it's like a movie.
Yeah.
You don't want to watch a movie on your screen. I mean, if you have to on an airplane, sure. But like, if you get the choice, go to the fucking theater, see it on the big screen.
With the speakers, the surround sound,
enjoy
like all of
right?
it. And watch it a couple times too, you know, not just once. Like
you're gonna learn some stuff each time. Whoa, I didn't even see that, or like whatever. Like, oh man, did you know who's killing Instagram though is Mr. Kevin Long. I don't know if anyone does it better than Spanky. I love his shit, man.
Oh yeah, he's so good with it.
Yeah, all the changing of the heads and then the videos where they fly up into space. Like, he's nailing that.
Yeah, his stuff is so entertaining. I love it. His stuff.
Well, what's going on with you now? Are you working on anything, or are you just learning how to be a dad?
Yeah. I got the newborn in there. He's in the other room right now.
Rocco, right?
Yeah, little Rocco.
Shout out.
He's sick, you know. He's an awesome little guy. He got so chunky, and like he's 6 weeks old. He's so chunky now, just like a little like butterball, you know. He's super sick.
What does he got of you? Does he have your eyes, your nose? Like what is?
I mean, like he kind of has my face in a way.
Really?
Yeah, like kind of has my nose, my big old nose and stuff. So I mean,
cool.
we'll see
so
though, because
you can see a little of yourself in him.
Yeah, it's crazy though, because babies change so much so fast, you know, and just the whole like, you know, parent life is crazy. It's you can never be ready for it until you like go through it. It's like so many people can tell you about it, but you don't know nothing until you go through it, you know. So yeah, it's been dope, but you know, I still like I have a wonderful wife, so I'm still outside in the streets. We're filming. There's talks
you got a
of
filmer
like
down there?
Yeah. Filmer, huge skate crew.
Rad.
Tons of skate spots, tons of spots. Like
is it all kind
comes
of
out
new
here
to
all the
you?
time. Yeah, dude, it's all like it's
So
like I'm
that's
on
cool.
tour.
Oh, rad. Yeah.
Yeah, tons of spots, really good spots, lots of marble spots, marble ledges, marble stairs, a lot of untouched gold, and yeah, huge skate crews. What else is there? So yeah, I mean, we're just still working on video parts and all that good stuff. So
it's like for Deathwish just put Deathwish just put something out, right?
Baker did. Yeah, there's talks of like some projects that are coming up with Baker and Deathwish. So we'll see.
So
where
you're
my
just
footage
collecting
lands.
clips and seeing where it's needed.
Yeah, and I just dropped something for Shake Junt for the shrimp blunt video.
Yep.
So that was recently. But yeah, it's just like the normal skate life. You're always filming stuff. You're always trying to, you're like working on your masterpiece at all times. So you're always filming stuff. You're always like, all right, let me try to get this like one big thing out of the way, because you know, I have to take care of the kid for 2 months. Like if I get hurt, like I'm fine for 2 months because I have to take care of the kid anyway. So you're just always kind of juggling stuff around, but it's been awesome, man. It's all doing all the same stuff and learning new tricks and skating new spots.
Are you coming out to California at all, or just staying up there?
Yeah, I've been here for 2 years, but I've been coming to California pretty much every month or two. Okay. So I've been there a bunch, but recently, the past 2 months since my child was born and before he was born, when we were on baby watch, I've been here, just making sure that I'm here so I could help out.
Okay.
But I think towards the end of this month, I'll be good to travel again and come back to LA and, you know, see my friends and everything.
Well, big shout out to your wife, dude. Like,
shout out.
Obviously,
thanks, man. I'll let her know.
Hey, I'll tell her this and just fast forward to this part. Ride or die, we know this. Anytime you're going to take the bottle and put it aside and take this journey with your man, like that straight up is like commitment to you, and you guys are doing this thing together, and that's fucking heavy. Then get married, have a house together, get a house, have the baby. Like, well, these are all life hammers, and you guys are knocking them all out. So
thanks, man.
Bam, respect, dude.
That's the shining light amidst all the bullshit.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we just wanted to jump onto that next chapter, continue doing what we're doing with skating, with her baking, you know, with my coaching, and do it in, like, get ourselves like solidify a home base and buy a house, and then, you know, get married and, you know, have a child and start a family, but continue with life. But, you know, that's part of life too. So we wanted that to be going on too, you know, so it's been awesome.
You're going to be hard.
And like, the obvious one, I think, is stretching, right? Like that's the most important thing as you get older for skating's longevity, like just being able to be limber and get out of bed and not be like.
Yeah. So the most important thing is staying up with your mobility, you know, stretching, foam rolling, and then also, you know, if you can add 1 to 2 days of strength training in through your week, that's going to help you out, because you want to like continue to like lift heavier feeling things, because that's going to keep everything strong. That's going to keep everything working right. Because as you age, you start your body starts to deteriorate, you know. And if you're not doing anything to counteract this deterioration, it's just going to fall apart. Okay. So like, you know, just once or twice a week, you know, doing like some weighted squats, you know, some weighted deadlifts, like anything like that is just going to help you last longer, because your body's going through these motions and creating strength in these motions. Like a deadlift, it's like you're bending over, you're picking something up, you know, and you're strengthening all those back muscles, your core muscles. It's like it's the craziest movement, because it like works so much of your body that like if you never deadlift in your life and you start to age and things start falling apart, like you could be like picking up your shoe and there goes your back, you know? And that's like things that you can do to prevent stuff like that, you know? Okay. And you don't have to go super heavy or like super wild like I do. I've been doing it all my life, like Matt Pales says. Like, I literally have been doing it forever. Like, you don't have to do it like me, but it's like just like adding a little bit here and there is gonna help everyone in the long run. It's all about longevity. It's all about the long game here. And that's what I use my social media for, is promoting the long game. Like, we can continue to skate and skate the way we want to skate, you know, for the long run. Like, we don't have to deteriorate. We don't have to settle for less. Like, we can continue to jump down big sets of stairs and rails and skate ledges and skate fast, like for as long as we want to. Just have to, do a little maintenance here and there. It's like a car,
Amen. Yeah, dude, that's okay. I'm down. The other thing Chico Brenes tells me is just roll every day, even if it's a little bit. Just the longer you're off your board, the harder it's going to be to get back on. Like, just always keep it rolling, even if you're not doing tricks. Just skate to the store or something, and just like make sure you're on your board as much as possible. And
just staying active, not settling for like just sitting down. Sitting down all day. Like, you want to be able to move. Like, if you can't ride, like, maybe jump on a bike, ride a bike for a little bit, just anything, just keep moving, never stop moving.
Okay. And then, are you a coffee guy?
Oh yeah.
What's your regimen with coffee?
So I'm not like super crazy, like chemist coffee man. I just, I have a, what is it?
Like a French press?
No, I just have I actually like the little machine, the normal, like old school machine. So I just rock that. It's like XO or something random brand. I don't know what it's called. But I make, it's basically a pour over in the morning. And then I add 1 tablespoon of ghee, clarified butter, to my coffee. And I blend it so it gets all foamy and nice. So it gets like that extra fat and extra calories for me in the morning. Something about it's just creamier. I like it. They claim that it helps you from crashing later on in the day and stuff, but I just personally like the taste of it, and I like it. It adds the fat that I like for my breakfast too,
Okay.
So I do that in the morning, and then usually in the afternoon, before I skate, I'll do there's this machine. It's super sick. It's one of those ones where you put the pods in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you put the pod in, it makes your double espresso, and then I just add some whole milk to it, froth up some whole milk, put that in there, put a little cinnamon on top, and I drink that for my afternoon coffee.
It's the best coffee I've ever tasted.
Yeah, I've been drinking. I used to only drink 1 in the morning, but lately I've been getting the afternoon one because I get that 3 o'clock like nap feeling.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I don't even get tired. I just like the taste. It's like, all right, and I'm ready for some frothy milk espresso.
Hey, I got an addictive personality, so I think coffee is my new addiction. Alyssa told me, she's like, "What else do you go to sleep at night? Just like, I can't wait to wake up and have that person." That's where I'm at too.
Have you ever, like, after a nice Italian meal, just getting that double shot of espresso?
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Bryce Knight. I'm name dropping right now, I know, but BK, this shout out's for you. The affogato.
Yeah, with the ice cream.
Little ice cream with the espresso pour over. That's forever, baby.
Yeah, that's like the ultimate dessert. If I see that on the menu, I'm getting it. Guaranteed.
We were just in Big Sur. My wife ordered me one because she knew I liked one. And we're sitting close to the table next to us. And the guy next to us is like, he's saying it like loud enough. We can totally hear him. He's like, it's an American myth that you're supposed to have ice cream after dinner. Like, it's basically just shitting all over my thing. And I'm like, and we're like, hey, where are you from? And he's like, Laguna Beach. And we're like, okay, figured.
Oh my God. That's so amazing.
Well, we always end it with a song. You got a favorite song you've been jamming to lately?
Let me check.
Are you listening to like playlists and stuff when you're working out, or are you just
no, just like whatever Spotify makes me. I just press play and I'll just go. And it's
so
usually
you
like,
don't have anything like, I need this hype.
I do. I have some, but I don't really play playlists. It's usually because I want to find new music, and I'll add those to my playlists. So like if I'm driving to go skate and stuff and I want to listen to something, like I'll put it on. It's usually, I like listening to like a lot of like slower kind of, I guess, I don't know what they're considered. It's like almost like EDM slow beats. Like, I don't even like it. It's not like the do, but it's like slower, kind of darker, I feel. And then I also listen to classical. I listen to slow music. I listen to reggae. I listen to like everything. But when I work out, I usually have like something a little bit more uplifting too. And Spotify always just makes those for me.
I found that if you go and work out with headphones and then you go and work out the same workout the next day without headphones, it's a totally different experience.
Hell yes, dude. Let's do, we'll go reggae. Let's do Take 5, King Tubby.
All right. I thought we were going ganja in my brain, but we've already done that one, Peos.
Yes.
Fuck, dude. Thanks so much for taking the time. It's fucking always rad. And a lot of this stuff is seriously just for my brain to absorb because I'm always wanting to learn, especially the health kick stuff and like working out and like eating better. And like, who doesn't want to skate longer into life and feel better into life? Like, especially when you get past a certain point, it's kind of all you think about is like, I need to like keep my longevity going. Like when you're young, you're like, oh, I'll probably stop skating at 25. And then all of a sudden you're 40 and you're like, wait, I'm still skating.
I'm still here. Yeah, shit.
Yeah. I thought I'd be dead at 43. What's going on? Well, hell
man.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. And if you ever have any questions or anything, I have so much up here. So I got you. So hit me up anytime, man.
Well, right on, and good luck with the new journey out there and with the baby and everything too.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope I see you next SF trip.
IRL, dude, in real life.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
All right, Neen,
well, have
take
a
care
good
of
one,
yourself.
brother.
Hell
Thank
yeah,
you too.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Talkin Schmit. You can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Anchor, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts. When you subscribe, you'll get notifications every Tuesday of new episodes the minute they become available. Also, please leave reviews and a 5-star rating. It's the best way to help the show grow. All of the episodes will always remain free, but if you would like to help support the show, you can do so at talkinschmit.com, where you can pick up some merchandise like t-shirts, beanies, hats, and stickers. The website has an entire archive of all of the episodes, with extra photos and videos. Email us with any suggestions, comments, or ways that the show may have improved your life at talkinschmit@gmail.com. All interviews are conducted, edited, and produced by Schmitty. The intro music is Mary's Cross by the band Nature. A very special shout out goes to the executive director, Sharal Camisa.
Shout out.
Love it! This is Talkin Schmit, where the Rolodex is deep, but the conversation is deeper.
Keep the wheels greased.